Welcome back to my channel and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen and this is Jen Clayton Beauty. We do everything beauty and makeup, and that includes testing new makeup. I have several videos coming your way because we're going to test out all of the makeup that I received in my beauty subscription boxes in July, as well as any makeup that I've picked up myself. And I do have a couple of things that I purchased that I'm excited about in today's haul. So if you're excited, give this video a big, huge thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, your bell notification is turned on, because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week. Down in the description box, I will link all of the new makeup that we're testing out today if you're interested in picking any of it up for yourself, as well as all of the other makeup that I'll be wearing today, my favorite beauty subscription boxes, discounts to my favorite indie brands, and come follow me on TikTok for more beauty and makeup. So let me tell you about what we're testing out today, then I'll zoom you in and we'll get started. So I couldn't resist the new Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Cream Bronzer. I picked mine up in the shade Chocolate Caramel. This is the brand new cream bronzer from Too Faced. It smells like chocolate orange and it smells absolutely incredible. I was pretty excited about this when it was released. I hemmed and hawed about it because it is a little bit on the pricey side, but I'm excited to see if it performs as well as I've heard that it does. I love the smell of it. It is so chocolate, so orange, like those chocolate oranges you break apart and eat at the holidays. That's exactly what it smells like. So we're gonna test that. And then we're also testing the cream blush that I received in my beauty subscription box. This blush did not have very good reviews, if you remember that video, and we're gonna test it for ourselves today. It swatched pretty nicely. It's in the shade Remind Me, and it's from the brand Cinta London. So that's going to be our cream blush. And then for setting powder, I'm really excited about this. I already set my under eyes with my e.l.f. HD powder that I use religiously on my under eyes, but this is the Danessa Myricks Beauty Evolution powder in the light pink. So we're actually going to set our entire face with this powder. This is something else I've heard really, really good things about. This came in my Ipsy subscription box. And then the little NYX brow glue, like I mentioned when I unboxed this, that this product I like a lot of the NYX brow products. They're pencils and they're thick it and stick it, but I've never actually tried their clear brow glue. So we're going to use that, as well as the two NYX fat oils. These all came in my Trend Mood box. So we're going to try out these two lip oils. These are the NYX fat oils. They're both just neutral shades. One's a little bit lighter pink than the other one. We'll see kind of what our eye look ends up looking like, and then we'll put one on the lips. I think I'll actually lip swatch both of them, but we'll end up using one of them for the lippy for today. And then lastly, we're trying the Laura Geller palette that came in my Ipsy. This is just a neutral palette. Like I said when I unboxed it, it's not that exciting to me. I don't typically love Laura Geller's eyeshadow, so this is going to be interesting. We will see how it performs. But let me zoom you in, and our next step in my base is the Too Faced cream bronzer. So with this cream bronzer, you can either swipe it on your face or pick it up with a brush. I think I'm actually going to just pick this up with my cream bronzer brush. Or do I want to just swipe it? I think I'm going to use my brush. That's what I've seen most people do. Whew. This is dark. I knew this was going to be a little bit of a warmer, deeper shade, which I love a good warm tone bronzer. I'm just hoping that this isn't too warm. So that was just one little swipe in. Oh, it just smells so good. Then I'm going to go in with my beauty sponge and blend it out. Oh, it's blending out really nicely. Actually, this isn't too deep for me. There's a girl that I watch on TikTok that we have similar skin tones, and she picked up this shade and it was perfect for her. So I kind of thought that it would be a good shade for me, and it's looking really good. It's definitely adding warmth. It's blending out really nicely as well. So there's the Chocolate Caramel Too Faced Cream Bronzer. I really like the way that this looks. This blended out beautifully, and it just added the perfect amount of warmth. I'm actually really glad that I picked up the shade Chocolate Caramel. And then we're going to do cream blush, and this is just a pinky kind of luminescent cream blush. Like I said, this didn't have the best reviews, mainly that the component was cheap and the product just fell out, but mine came intact. And like I said, when I swatched it, it's a pretty color. So I'm going to pick this up on my cream blush brush. This brush is actually one that I picked up for foundation off of Amazon, but I like it better for cream blush. And I'm going to just tap that on. That's actually really pretty. Quite pigmented as well. And then as always, I'm just going to tap that out with my beauty sponge. This actually looks really nice. It blended out beautifully. I was worried that it wouldn't blend out very nicely, but it blended out really well. And it's just a really nice pink cream blush. Do I think this is the best cream blush that I've ever used? No. Will I reach into this again? Most likely. I actually really like the shade. And like I said, it applied beautifully. And then like I said, I'm really excited to test out this powder from Danessa Myricks. Again, it's the pink leaning powder. So you can use this to brighten up the under eye. I'm going to use this to set my face. So it has the little mesh screen. Ooh, and there is quite a bit of powder. I use the Beauty Blender Powder Puff. I love this. All right, let's set with the Danessa Myricks Evolution Powder. I've heard really, really good things about this powder. Ooh, that's looking really good. Wow, that really blurred my skin. It's setting my makeup beautifully. My face feels nice and set, but very soft. Wow. This is incredible. Like I said, it set my makeup beautifully. My face feels set, but soft, like there's a filter. This is really, really nice. I could actually see this being a really good under eye setting powder as well. I love my e.l.f. HD powder. It's really all I use to set my under eye, but I really like the way this is looking. Wow. Wow. I've heard really good things about this. I get the hype. I'm going to go ahead and do powder bronzer, powder blush, highlight, and then we'll do an eye look with the Laura Geller palette. So I went ahead and did powder bronzer, powder blush, highlight, set my face with my Rare Beauty setting spray. So before we jump into the eyeshadow palette, I just have to talk about the products we've tested out so far. I love this. I absolutely love this cream bronzer. It is so nice on the skin. When I added my powder bronzer on top, it layered beautifully. You could even see the bronziness through the setting powder. This is definitely worth the money. And honestly, I like this little cream blush. I like the color a lot. I just added a similar color powder blush on top. This didn't have the best reviews, but I actually really like this. And this powder is 100% the star of the show. It is amazing. My skin looks beautiful. It looks like there is a filter, and it set my makeup down beautifully. Powder products layered amazingly over it. So far, these three things are better than expected. Before we test out the Laura Geller palette, I don't have high hopes. I mean, I'm hoping it proves me wrong, but I haven't really loved things from her brand in the past. So to give it the best shot possible, as always, whenever I do an eye look, I use my MAC Paint Pot and Painterly. I'm going to apply my eyeshadow base, tap that out, and we'll get started with the Laura Geller palette. So with this palette, we don't have a lot of depth. We have quite a few really, really light mattes. We have a couple very scarce mid-tone mattes and really one deep matte, this brown right here. You could probably consider this orange a deep matte. To me, that's a little bit more of a mid-tone matte. I do like the inclusion of the greens in here, so I think I want to use some of those, but I'm going to do just a more orangey brown neutral look. Since this is really the only deepening shade, I definitely want to use that to add that depth to the outer corner of my eye. So I'm going to start with the orange matte called Tiger Lily. Now this palette swatched okay. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't super, super opaque. I did have to dip back in with my finger a couple of times to get enough color payoff. So I'm curious to see how this applies versus how it's swatched. So far, Tiger Lily is going on nice. It's not patchy. I do have to keep dipping back in though to get enough color to make it opaque, but it looks really nice applied to the eye. I'm going to put Tiger Lily in my crease, a little bit above my crease, and I'm going to stop about 3/4 of the way over, leaving this area there open for that deep dark brown. So I was able to build Tiger Lily up enough for my liking. It just takes a little bit of work. It's definitely not a shadow that you're going to get immediate depth and immediate color payoff. You do have to keep going back in. So it's so far a palette that requires just a little bit more layering, a little bit more work to get that opacity. And then going into the deep dark brown called Zinnia, I'm going to pack that on the outer portion of my lid, and then I'm going to bring that over to meet Tiger Lily. And that's really going to add that deep dark depth to the outer corner. Now this shade is applying really nicely. I feel like I'm getting quite a bit of color payoff. It's deep, it's dark, it's blending out nice, it's layering with Tiger Lily. So far this shade, I'm really liking how it's performing. I'm going to go into this lighter matte called Marigold, and I'm going to use that just to diffuse out those edges. I'm not really seeing this color on my eyes, but it is really helping to kind of blend and diffuse the edges, soften the look a little bit. As always, I'm using my NYX glitter glue. This is the glitter primer that I use every time I do an eye look. The shimmers in this palette did not swatch the best. They're very lackluster. So I'm hoping that by using my NYX glitter base, it's going to help bring out the opacity, the sparkle of the shimmer. So I'm going to just tap that on my lid. I'm going to do one shimmer with a finger, one shimmer with a brush, of course, to test out all the different application methods. And I'm debating between Sunflower and Iris. I think I'm going to go with Iris, and I'm going to actually put that all over my lid. Oh, that's actually really pretty. Okay. That's applying really nice with my finger, and it's definitely more sparkly than I was expecting. Like I said, these didn't swatch the best, but we know that swatches definitely don't tell the whole story. Then I'm going to pick up the shimmer shade Forget Me Not. It's kind of an orangey gold shade on a pencil brush, and I'm going to just place that on the inner portion of my lid, and then bringing that over to meet Iris. That shimmer is really pretty too. I also want to test out this shade here called Bee Balm. It's the deep brown shimmer, and I want to pop that on the outer portion closest to that deep dark outer corner. That also applied really nice. These are definitely more opaque and sparkly than I was expecting. And then I'm going to take the green matte called Puppy, and I'm going to buff that on the lower lash line. I really like that pop of green. And then for my inner corner highlight, I'm picking up the shade Cornflower, which is the lightest shimmer in the palette, and I'm going to pop that on my inner corner. Actually really pretty. It's kind of a yellow leaning shimmer. I actually really like it. It pairs beautifully with these mattes and the shimmers that I use. So there is the look using the Laura Geller palette. Let me go ahead and do liner and mascara, and I'll be back and we'll do our brows together. I did liner and mascara. I did do a little bit of brow pencil in my brows, and now we're gonna test out the NYX brow glue. Now I think this is meant for the feathery up brows. I don't do those. I just use a brow gel to set my brows in place. I actually just got my brows waxed yesterday, so they're looking pretty good. They're not crazy like they normally are, but I still wanna test this out. So it is the tiniest little spoolie. So I'm just going to pull this into my brows. And like I said, if you do the feather up brows, you just kind of pull those up, but I'm going to use it just to set my brows in place. I'm wondering if it's going to make them crunchy. That I don't love. So let me let this dry down. And while this is drying, before we do the lippies, let's chat really quickly about the Laura Geller palette. Overall, this performed a little bit better than I expected. The shimmers are actually really beautiful, and this shade Tiger Lily performed great, layered beautifully. And like I mentioned when I was doing my eye look, this deep dark matte Zinnia, I don't know how you pronounce it, Z-I-N-N-I-A, performed great. It was nice and deep and dark. However, when I went to do my liner and my mascara, I noticed that it had already started to fade and dissipate, this deep dark brown shade. So I'm wondering what the longevity of these shadows are. That's a little bit concerning to me. I actually went in and added a little bit more brown just to add that depth, but the Tiger Lily matte and the shimmers look beautiful. The green under the lower lash line looks beautiful. I'm just a little concerned about this. So what I'll do is right up here on the screen, I will pop up a wear test. I will let you know at the end of the day today what the mattes look like, what the shimmers look like. Did they fade out? Did they they go away or are they still intact? And that is going to tell me whether or not this palette has longevity. Overall, this palette is better than I expected. Is it a palette that I think I'm gonna reach for a lot? Probably not. Is it one that will stay in my collection? I don't know. Possibly, possibly not. I'm gonna continue to let the brow glue dry down and we'll talk about that. And let's test out these lippies. So with my eye look, I think that this shade here, the deeper one, is going to be just a better match to my overall look. Let me wipe off my lips just to make sure there's no product. Cannot read the shade names on this. So the lighter shade is called Chillin' Like a Villain. And then the shade that we're gonna use today is called Sprinkle Sprinkle. So let's test out Chillin' Like a Villain. And again, this is the NYX Fat Oil. So these are their lip oils. They are tinted and I've used these before and they're really, really nice. They just give you a nice slight wash of color. So here's the lighter shade Chillin' Like a Villain. This is really pretty. Definitely my lips, but better. Just a little tiny wash of that nude pink. Feels really nice on the lips, very hydrating, not sticky. Definitely a really good lip oil and much more affordable. There's no need to buy fancy lip oils. e.l.f., NYX, they make really good lip oil products. I'm going to wipe this off so we can do Sprinkle Sprinkle. And like I said, Sprinkle Sprinkle is the shade that I'm going to wear today. And this should give me just a little bit deeper wash of color. Ooh, this is pretty. Ooh, I really like this one. This one is definitely more natural. Chillin' Like a Villain. Sprinkle Sprinkle is what I expected. A little bit more color payoff, a little bit deeper pink, mauvey pink. It looks really nice with this eye look. These are really beautiful, just neutral nude shades. So let me fill my brows. Oh, they feel really good. They're not crunchy at all, but they definitely feel set into place. I like this. This is really nice. Actually, these products from NYX are really, really good. I'm curious to see how my brows stay in place today. I'll pop up a little wear test here for you. I'll also let you know the longevity of these lip oils. If I remember right, you can eat and drink and they stay on pretty darn good, but I'll let you know an update here on this screen. So let me go ahead and do my hair, get dressed for the day, and then I'll be back to close out today's testing new makeup. Here is my finished look from this testing new makeup. I kind of gave you a rundown of the products, let you know what I thought of them. I will just give you a final review. The Too Faced Cream Bronzer, 10 out of 10 out of 10. Absolutely love it. I have to say the color is perfect for me. I love the bronziness that it gives. This is definitely my favorite thing of this testing new makeup. And like I said, it's a little pricey, but it's 100% worth it. And the cream blush, I like the cream blush. I don't know where the bad reviews came from. I think it performed really, really nicely, and I'm excited to use it again. The powder, oh my gosh, the powder in the Too Faced Cream Bronzer, equally the stars of the show. This powder is incredible. Oh my gosh, this is the Evolution powder from Danessa Myricks. It set my makeup down beautifully. My skin looks flawless. Absolutely am obsessed with these two things. Now the palette, I like the Laura Geller palette. Like I said, it's a neutral color story. I said that when I unboxed it. It doesn't really have much of a twist to it. The shimmers definitely perform better than I expected. And overall, I actually really like my eye look. Like I mentioned, my concern was the longevity. I gave you an update on that. I don't know if I'll keep this palette. I may use it again just to give it one more chance. Maybe use some of the greens and a little bit of the marigold yellow shades in here, but I would rate this maybe like a 6 out of 10. I really like the brow glue. My brows are not crunchy, but they feel set in place in a good way. Not crunchy, just set. So I'm excited to continue to use this. The NYX brow products are always really, really good. And the lip oils, love. Love, love, love lip oils are my all-time favorite. I have no lip liner, nothing on the shade Sprinkle Sprinkle. I love it. I cannot wait to continue to use these really great affordable lip oil options. So overall, I would say this was a really good testing new makeup. Everything worked out beautifully. I found some new holy grails for me. I'm literally obsessed with these two products. It was just a really good testing new makeup. Like I said, I'll have everything linked at the top of the description box if you want to pick any of these products up. Highly recommend these two. I mean, really any of them. The lip oils, it's all really, really good. I'll also have my favorite beauty boxes, all of the other makeup that I'm wearing today, as well as discounts to my favorite indie brands, and come follow me on TikTok for more beauty and makeup. Let me know down below, what are you picking up? What did you think of this testing new makeup? And I'll see you next time.